I think we're live.
Okay. Welcome to Living by Oak Values, the show where we break down the values that make us better men, better leaders, and better humans. I'm Gary, the Superior Mailman. Here at Living by Oak Values, we are real, raw, and ready to rebuild. Let's dive in and make this one unforgettable.
All right, and I'm Rob, and today we're digging into a value that isn't just earned, it's foundational. It's called respect. Whether you've been with us from the start or you're just now tuning in, welcome to the crew. Grab your free toolbox and stay updated at the website northmancoaching.com.
So, Rob, respect isn't something that you demand, it's something that you radiate. Um, and when you carry it well, it changes your relationships, it changes your leadership, and your legacy. And we both just discussed how this value is pretty difficult to talk about because it should be something that comes naturally, but it's taught and it's taught in different ways.
So let's talk about what it looks like in how to live it, maybe how to earn it, and what happens when you lose it.
Absolutely. So, let's start small. Respect in action. I think it's eye contact when
Mm,
someone's talking to you. It's not interrupting, even if you disagree. So hear the person out. It's showing up on time, which I am actually terrible with,
mm.
and it's keeping your word, especially when no one's watching. So that goes along with your book. Which book? Why can't I think of it? Four Agreements.
Mm.
Being
Yeah,
impeccable with your word.
be impeccable with your words. Yep.
So there's
Yeah.
that. And
Mm.
so losing it. Let's talk about losing it. What happens when you lose it?
Um, you lose it or you lose it for somebody else.
Either way.
Oh, I, I guess you start showing them less respect. Um, I don't know.
Okay.
What does it
I
mean to
would
you?
I would to me if someone loses my respect, then I don't open up with as much information
Hmm.
to them and I don't take everything they say uh or whatever they say it's not doesn't have the same weight as it once did, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I respect you. If you say something or tell me how something's going to go or should go, I'm going to listen to you and what you say.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have lost respect for you and you try and tell me the same thing, I'm going to take it a little differently.
Yeah. I'm It's almost like a snowball effect too. The more that you lose respect for somebody, the more it snowballs, and you start losing more and more and more of respect
For that person or for more people.
for that particular person for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I think
Um.
that's it's funny you said because I think a little differently because I feel like if it's me, if you have lost respect in me, then I
mm,
will start doing whatever I can to earn that respect back, as long as I feel like it's worthy.
mm.
Like if I want you to respect me, which I do, and I think I'm a respectable human being, but if for some reason you have lost respect in me, then I will do what it takes or what I think it takes to earn that respect back. And
So
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
you're talking about earning the respect back from somebody else, but
Yeah.
there's also self-respect.
Okay. We can get into that also because if I would never. All right. So before this work,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I probably demanded respect from people,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know why. I demanded it so much, or versus commanding it or requested it, but I did not respect myself.
Yeah. I was the same. Especially as a teenager, I would kick and scream. I wanted respect. I didn't get it.
Okay.
And part of it was because I didn't respect myself enough to set boundaries,
Mm.
or I let people treat me bad or stuff like that. Um, it it takes a lot to work on yourself and respect yourself so that you can treat others with respect, even if they don't respect you.
Yes. So that's what you were saying with the boundaries and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's like that was last week's episode.
Yeah.
And, oh, was last week boundaries? Or was last week emotional intelligence? I don't remember now.
Emotional intelligence the
Okay,
week before. Tell them to go
boundaries.
back and find it. Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, go back and find it for the listeners, but I'm trying to reference it, so I'm trying to figure it out. But it's funny because with emotional intelligence and boundaries, those two things tie into so many other values.
Yes.
And so if I don't have boundaries for myself, then I clearly don't respect myself.
Yeah.
And if I don't have boundaries to keep people that I want in my life and to protect myself, then I don't have respect for people outside. So you really need to have the boundary.
Mhm. Yeah.
And on that note, I want to go into so I think that respect is earned when your actions are louder than your words. Your actions always speak louder than your words. And you don't need an applause just because you made boundaries or because you are commanding, demanding, or earning respect. And
Mm.
that ties into the videos I'm doing for tomorrow is bitter over better. And I think a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of people, when they make that shift and change their life to respect themselves more, to create those boundaries, that they're looking for that outside validation. Hey, look what
At
I did.
first. Yeah.
At first, right? At first, because like I'm telling you, when I started this work, that was my biggest thing. Is I wanted everyone to see, hey, look at me. I have a boundary. Hey, look at me. I respect myself.
Hmm.
But that respect and the boundaries were not there for me. It was there for me to show off or whatever, to say, hey, can you clap your hands for me? Say woohoo, throw me a party, you know. Now that I'm 5, 6 years into the work, my boundaries are for me. I
Yeah.
command respect because I show respect to those who are worthy.
It's consistency also helps with earning respect.
Absolutely. So when you
Um,
first started, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you first started, were you consistent with your, boundaries and your respect?
No. Oh, no, 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 no. It took me a while to understand consistency. Yeah. Um, I fell on my face a few times, and it took me a while to realize it's how you show up every
Hmm.
day.
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect, but you just need to consistently show up as if you are respectful.
Hmm. So none of us are perfect, but
Yeah.
we all have the ability to show up,
Mm.
and that's where it starts. So back to consistency. My whole life up till the last few years, I've been pretty inconsistent. I've tried my best to be consistent, but it doesn't always work out. But you were the one that actually taught me about consistency, and
How
it's
did I
with
do that?
the podcast.
Oh,
Um, I think that's where I think that's my biggest takeaway from with consistency and this whole growth journey that I'm on. When we first started this, we had what, like 3 listeners?
mm.
My
Yes,
mom, my aunt, and your girlfriend, pretty much.
pretty
And
much.
we still showed up every single week. And we are
Yeah.
slowly but surely growing bigger and bigger, and the fan base is growing. But if I had not listened to you and stayed consistent, we wouldn't be doing this right now.
Yes.
Because I
Yeah.
would have taken those 3 or 4 weeks in a row where we had 3 listeners and like, forget it, I'm done.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that that is hard to do, is to keep doing it even though other people don't see you doing it.
Okay.
Um, the the other one behind this is to be there and listen, even when it's inconvenient. And I didn't realize it until after my divorce or something that listening is one of the greatest signs of respect.
Hmm.
It was part of these men's group where they were like, hey, just sit there and listen to other guys talk about their stuff. And it goes in line with the value of empathy
Mm. Yeah.
to sit there and listen. I was never taught that as a kid. And I think that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to be heard as a kid. And I was always told, hey, uh, sh- mm, just go sit in the corner, shut up, and don't say a word. Don't say anything until I tell you to say something, kind of. And I felt so disrespected as a kid that I mm, griped and moaned my way, saying, hey, I'm disrespected. I used it as the catch all. I'm just being disrespected as a kid to say, hey, I'm not being listened to. I'm not being heard. I
Mm.
need somebody to be empathetic towards me.
Okay. So are you empathetic
So
toward your daughter?
I try to be.
Okay.
And it's something I didn't know a lot about empathy and empathetic and how to be emotional intelligence. So she probably didn't get the best part of me until 2 or 3 years ago when I started down this track,
Okay.
that I learned how to be a better listener.
You know, and it's funny because I said the same thing very similar a little while ago, that before this work, I was inconsistent. I didn't
Mm.
have respect for myself. Now I do. Um, sorry, I heard noise. I'm trying to focus. But it's crazy because we do our best with what we have. So
Hmm.
now that you have been on this path and I have been on this path, you're teaching your daughter, I'm teaching my daughter through show by allowing them to watch how we live our lives. I just hope it's not too late for them, your daughter or mine. But
Hmm.
it's also, that's why it's important that men get on this work early, because it's not
Yeah.
taught in school. Most parents
No.
don't really teach respect the right way. So by getting into
Yeah.
work early, you have a better shot at living a more fulfilled life and teaching it to your kids.
Yeah. You threw me off exactly what.
Sorry. When
So, when was a moment that when you earned somebody's respect?
was the moment that I earned someone's respect?
Yeah.
When did I earn someone's respect?
It says
Hmm.
the St. Thomas story. Question number 4.
Oh, so when did someone? When did? Oh, so when did someone? When did I? When did someone else earn respect from me? Is what you're trying to say?
Oh, can you think of a moment when someone earned you? Oh, gotcha. My bad. I asked
Oh,
the
good.
question wrong.
Oh, good.
So,
All
yeah.
good.
That's why you
So
looked at me funny.
yeah, I was confused there, but so all right, so I want to take a step back. So I think most respect is not earned instantly. Most of
And
it is
yeah.
earned through actions and words. But so I've told the story, and I can't remember what the value was. Gratitude, maybe, I don't know. Where I was in St. Thomas, but the gentleman that I bought a hamburger for, or bought his lunch with
Mm.
a hamburger, and then later that night when we were about to be jumped by a crowd of people for our money or for whatever we might have had, the guy that I bought the hamburger for came out of his, he was with all of his friends, and he came out and he said, "Leave these guys alone." So
Mm.
that guy, I don't even know his name, he earned my respect instantly.
Mm.
He could have kept his mouth shut. He could have joined all of his friends and rolled us for all of our money or whatever and left us in the street with nothing. But he did not. So he earned my respect instantly. But it's not something that happens very often.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, bud.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy to earn respect instantly. That's kind of hard. I
I think
mean,
when
we
your life is on the
should
line,
respect other people, but
I think when your life is
it's
on the line,
hard.
it's earned instantly. Or if
Mm.
you're in that perceived life-threatening danger. So
So, living with respect is don't cut corners, even when no one's looking.
yeah, absolutely.
And I do this at work. I say hello to the janitors. I remember on Mount Kilimanjaro, I made it a little bit of a little game with me is to memorize all 32 of the porters' names.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Good job.
And it was a game to keep me like doing something because we had a lot of little free time, especially when we went from one base camp to the next base camp. We walked 8 hours, but then when we got to the base camp, we didn't do anything. It was cold, you're tired, you're beat, and so I would go and watch them cook the rice and the potatoes and get to know them and talk to them and say, "Hey, what's your name?" Blah 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 blah. And some of them were easy to remember, some of them were much harder to remember because there was like different dialects.
Mm.
But it was the book. Shoot. Uh, what's the book by Dale Carnegie? How
By
to
who?
Win and Influence People.
Ah,
Yeah. Uh, how powerful and when somebody remembers your name, it's a sign of respect.
I'm glad you brought that up because you are 100% correct. When people know my name, yes, I feel like I'm respected. I feel like I've done something to earn their respect. And as a mailman, it's funny because I'm so bad with names. Uh, People all the time, hey Gary, how you doing? And I'm like, hi. Because if you're not in front of your house, I don't know your name. Like I can line them up. If you're at your house where you belong, I know that
Yeah.
you are Mr. Smith or whoever. But if you're down the street talking to the neighbor or 4 blocks away at the deli and you say, hi, Gary, I'm like, hi. And in my head, I know who you are. I know that I know you, but
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it. And I don't know. That's what I got. But yes, you're right.
Gotcha.
When someone knows your name, it definitely shows respect.
Yeah. I have a problem though. I can't pronunciate a lot of people's names. So like admin, admin,
I mean,
and
I mean,
yeah, the whole week I kept getting his name wrong, and I know he was like that. That's just one of those little southern redneck persons that don't know how to say my name properly. The whole time I would say his name wrong, and I felt bad, but I just couldn't say it properly every time. I don't know. It just didn't stick the way to say his name. Yeah, it just drove me kind of crazy. I can't say people's name properly. So,
you know what drives me crazy?
what's up?
When you say things like brime.
That's how you're gonna get a whole like YouTube war on that one now. You better be
And
careful.
question for the listeners: when you soak a meat in a salt sugar liquid combination to make it more tender, is that called brining or briming? Nothing to do with respect, just a question. Please feel free to answer that. Anyway, so Rob, what would you change in your life if you lived every day like your children were watching?
I really wouldn't because I kind of live my life like somebody's watching it anyways. I mean, I think the big man upstairs watching me all the time. So I I, I don't live my life differently whether somebody's watching me or not, to tell you the truth. So
You know, as you know,
I'm go ahead.
so out of respect,
Yeah.
if this was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have just said, okay, that's cool with the big man upstairs watching. But on this past trip to Idaho, I am right there with you. I truly believe, whether it's the big man or the big woman or whatever's up there, they are definitely watching and walking with us.
Yeah.
And we need to show God our respect.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you do that? By living a valued life.
Or by sitting in the driver's seat of a Dodge Hornet.
Dang it. That you're gonna go down a whole nother like rabbit hole. You know that,
3 hour
right?
podcast.
Tune in next week to learn more about the Dodge Hornet and where you can buy one. And if you,
You don't need to buy it. You can just go sit in one.
yeah, that those are weird vehicles for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, circling back around to current
Yeah.
events,
Sure.
what is one area of your life where you've been disrespected, tolerated it, and you need to reclaim
That's a
your
good one.
self-respect? Yeah.
We can since we're back to current events, we can go right into last night. I had a little tiff,
Spat.
whatever you want to call it, spat with my ex-wife, and about respect, or the lack of, or the presence of disrespect, and it really hurt me.
Hmm.
And I had to walk away from the situation, and come home, call you, just to get it out, and try to understand where I was at and why I was feeling the way I was feeling.
Hmm.
And then today I went back and we discussed it, and I told her that, that she was very disrespectful. And if that's how she chooses to treat me or to see me, then that's fine. But I will not tolerate it in front of me or my daughter.
Hmm.
So, did I earn my respect back? I have no idea.
Hmm.
Is it important that I earned it back? Not at all. The important thing is that I stood up my ground, I stood up for myself, and I have self respect. And I hope
Awesome.
that she shows respect, or at least pretends to show it in front of my daughter. But if she doesn't, I
Yeah.
don't really care. My words have been spoken, and that's it.
Hmm.
So, and I
So
think honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that when you lose respect, it's hard to get back. It creates distance and resentment and distrust. But by doing what I did, by going back, by talking to you, going back and addressing it, I think I've eliminated the resentment part and the distance part. Distrust, I that's going to take a little bit of work, but I don't resent her, and I'm not going to be distant because she was disrespectful. So yeah, but I think I think it's very hard to get respect back once you've lost it.
it is, yeah. My biggest one was disrespect. Um, it it's hard because it's one of those slow. It eats away at you very slowly.
Okay.
It could be one little thing, and then it's something else, and then it's something else, and then this person goes, "Hey, I can disrespect Robert. He'll take it. He doesn't
Mm.
mind I disrespect him. I'll disrespect him in front of this person. Ah, he took it. I'll disrespect him in front of this person. Ah, he took it. It it, it eats away at you, and it creates a resentment, in other words, and it's hard to build that trust back.
Mm.
Um, and if you don't leave space to build trust, and if you try to build it and that person just keeps throwing you under the bus, it it will create some kind of hardship or rebellious attitude,
Sure.
and it will ruin a relationship. I have
Absolutely.
lost a few that way, so
And when you say you've
yeah.
lost a few, was it like, were you okay losing them?
At first, no, because it's like hard to lose a relationship where at first you're running away from the relationship. You're going, leave me alone. I don't want your poison in my life.
Mm.
But then when you're saying, well, I'll try to mend the fence, and you stick out this little tiny olive branch, and they still try to bite your head off, and you're like, nope, it's not worth even trying to mend the fence.
So it's not worth your peace.
It's not worth my peace. It's not worth the headache. And I have uncles and cousins that were just like, leave it alone, Robert. Don't even go there. And and I tried my best. That's all I can say. And
Yeah.
at the moment, it isn't worth me to do more than what I have done.
So that's where you get it from.
Yeah,
The whole leave it alone thing.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. So the people that you were just talking about, like, I can disrespect Rob, I can disrespect this other guy. What are your thoughts? Like, why do people do that?
Sometimes, and and I'm making an assumption is that they want to look good. They want the empathy. They want to be heard. And so they have to make out somebody else to be the fall guy so
Mm,
that they get the sympathy or
sure.
empathy.
I was going to go with the same thing, but with I was going to
Mhm.
throw a little extra on there that they don't respect themselves,
That,
so they don't get
yeah.
the empathy or the sympathy that they deserve because they don't respect
Hmm.
themselves. So by putting you down
Yeah.
or disrespecting you and others, they think that that might be the quick fix to get what they're missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you can still be loved by people, but without respect, they won't follow you. And that is a very difficult gap to realize until it's too late.
Hmm.
And with coaching, we need to let our clients know that we respect them.
Yeah.
By not sharing what they speak about, that whatever is between you and the client, or me and the client, or whatever, everything in our men's group stays in the men's group, and that's how we show respect, and we don't have to worry about that gap.
And so you're going for all the listeners?
Sure.
Oh, I'm asking.
So for all the
Because
listeners
I'm
out
a,
there,
yeah. Go ahead.
what do we do as far as moving forward and living with respect? So what do we do? I'd say number one, you need to audit your relationships. See who in your life is treating you with respect, and who are you treating with respect. So where are we giving it and receiving it, and where are we letting
Uh,
things slide?
also, you need to talk about it, speak about it, acknowledge those who you live with the respect, eh, th- thank them, and kind of model their actions. People who have respect are they're kind of easy to see because you kind of want to hang around them. So,
Yeah. And speaking of modeling it, that's what you do and I do for our daughters.
hmm,
So, and the next
hmm,
thing, you want to remember that every interaction is a chance to either build or break respect. You should choose to build. And that basically, think of, everything in life, you have a choice on everything. There's no privilege. You have the same choices that I have. What do you choose to do? You choose your heart, pretty much. So you choose to build or break.
hmm.
What is it you're going to do?
And lastly, start with yourself. Self-respect is the seed which all other respect grows. I
Absolutely.
don't think I was ever taught that one, but it is true. I had to come around, I had to respect myself. So,
But who teaches that? I don't. I was never taught that either.
yeah, I'm trying to think what book did I read that
It,
in?
it had to be a book, and it had to be post divorce, because even with the military, I was
Yeah,
taught to respect others, but I was a
yeah,
nobody. Get to work. I'm a peon.
yeah.
My captain and
Yeah.
commanders, those are the people that earn respect. Me and people like you that were next to me in the whole whatever. No, there's no respect there. We're
Yeah.
little people.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where or how I was taught that I needed self-respect first, but you do.
Yeah, you do.
And I try to teach my daughter that all the time because I don't want her waiting until divorce or 40 years old to realize that she needs to have self-respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got me questioning what the book is now.
Anyway, while you're thinking about that book, that's a wrap on today's episode, I believe. Once you got more. And
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, yeah.
if this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it.
And ask yourself tonight, am I living the way that commands respect, or am I demanding it without doing the work?
And if you have a story about respect, how you earned it, lost it, or rebuilt it, please reach out. We want to feature more of your stories on our future episodes.
And we'll see you next time on Living by Oak Values, where we don't just talk values, we live them.
And remember, real strength is rooted in respect. Let's build from there.
Reach out to us for the one-on-one sessions. We're here to help you master your emotional game. Catch us on YouTube. Follow Gary, the Superior Mailman, on TikTok for more wisdom and real talk. Plus, you can join our men's group every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we dive deep into life's ups and downs together. You can find us on the website, northmancoaching.com, under the events tab. We love to have you at the table.
And big things are coming to Live Milk Values. We have new episodes, bold guests, and deeper conversations, plus more live shows and real-time chat. If you have a story or a value that changed your life, we want to hear it. This next chapter is all about you, so let's make it unforgettable.
Are we doing and that's a wrap again?
Oh, shit. No, that's it. That's good.
Okay. Oh, until then, keep embracing your values and stay authentic. You forgot that part.
My bad.
That's okay. You
We're
did
real
say
and raw, right?
yeah, yeah. You did say let's wrap it up, didn't you?
I think I
All right.
said that.
I'm gonna end it. Yep.
End it.
More